This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Fillard. In this week's broadcast, conference launches Ingathering 2025, and Bahamas Academy empowers students to change the narrative. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. The South Bahamas Conference has officially launched Ingathering 2025, an initiative that provides an opportunity to share hope and highlight the impactful work of the church in the communities across the Bahamas. This year's campaign is centered around three main pillars: education, health, and community outreach. Through these areas, the conference aims to make a difference in the lives of individuals and families. Personal Ministries Director, Pastor Wilson Isnord, is appealing to all to take part in this year's initiative.
Through the Ingathering campaign, we invite those in our various communities to partner with us by generously contributing to meet the urgent needs of the less fortunate. The Ingathering campaign will be launched on Sabbath, September 13th, 2025. Therefore, I appeal to all pastors, elders, church members, young people and children to come on board and make the 2025 Ingathering campaign a fruitful and successful endeavor.
Ingathering has long been a cornerstone of the Seventh-day Adventist Church's mission, so let's continue working together to bring hope and to help the community. On September 10th, students, faculty, and staff of Bahamas Academy gathered for a powerful Suicide Prevention Day assembly to raise awareness and provide support for young people facing emotional challenges. The service was held under the theme, Changing the Narrative, Youth Voices, Youth Solutions. Sandra Payne, a mental health professional from the Bahamas Crisis Center, was the guest speaker for the chapel. Payne also sat down with us to discuss the importance of mental health and the struggles faced by both children and adults today, and she hoped to positively influence the students.
Suicide is not an easy topic for anyone to discuss. Even as a professional, that is not an easy topic because there are still some answers that we don't know as professionals. However, today my hope is that as I begin to share some of the things that can help the young people in terms of coping with their emotions, managing their emotions better, my hope is that seeds can be planted.
Payne also shared the role social media plays in shaping young minds.
In this age, social media has become that form of where information is being provided, not parents, but social media. And as a result of that, our children are being influenced, whether positive or negative, by what social media says. And so what we have found is, in some sense, the way how we have coped as a society has become maladaptive in terms of dealing with stresses and has infused itself all throughout the family.
Head girl Asia Raming shared the importance of informing students of suicide prevention measures.
I believe that suicide prevention is important to young people because it is crucial that we begin to understand the path that God has for us, that we have a purpose. Despite what other people may try to make you feel, it's important that you know that there's always a plan for your life, and it doesn't make sense to cut it short. There's other people that may think that you're worth less than what you actually are. But it's important that you stay close to God and remember that your life is just beginning.
According to the school guidance counselor, Dane Calvin, programs such as the Suicide Awareness Chapel are important to provide practical tools for students to manage their mental health.
It is important that students be exposed to suicide preventative measures. We have seen where depression and anxiety and suicidal ideation among young people are on the rise. Hence, it is important to provide ways and means and strategies in which students can find ways to talk about their feelings, have their voices heard, and have mediation plans to address them.
Calvin also encouraged students to speak up, share their struggles, and not remain silent in the face of adversity.
We believe that the youth has the power to make a difference by speaking up, by not remain silent but speak so their voices can be heard. We all must be proactive in this fight against suicide as we continue to mold hearts and lives to be productive citizens in the Bahamas, but more importantly, to be kingdom citizens.
If you know anyone who may need assistance through a difficult period in life, please have them contact the National Suicide Hotline 322-2763 or the Bahamas Crisis Center at 328-0922. On September 6th, the South Andros and Mangrove Key churches celebrated the End It Now initiative with residents. The Women's Ministries team, along with other church members, gathered at the South Andros Senior Citizens Home for an afternoon of fellowship and vespers with the residents and staff. The day was filled with singing, praising, praying, and even some laughter. The guest speaker, Nurse Valdemar Ramming, head nurse at the South Andros Clinic, delivered an insightful talk on abuse and care of the elderly. District Pastor Samuel Miller provided an uplifting Vesper nugget. The members presented gift bags to the 6 residents who were delighted with the thoughtful items. Additionally, each worker at the center received a food store voucher. The evening concluded with a special presentation to Mistress Marion Miller in honor of her husband, Elder Victor Miller, who played a crucial role in establishing the South Andros Senior Citizens Home. However, the greatest gift the members offered was the adoption of the home for spiritual guidance and support, embodying the love of Christ. When we return, we'll have more of what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
75 years strong, and the Pathfinder movement is still marching with purpose. This year, under the theme, Pathfinders on Purpose, we are celebrating World Pathfinder Day 2025, right here in the South Bahamas Conference. From September 15th to the 19th, it's Scarf Week. Pathfinders everywhere, showing their colors with pride. Then on Friday, September 19th at 7 p.m., we'll gather for a joint Vespers on the Hillview Steps. On Sabbath, September 20th, Pathfinders across the island will lead morning worship services in their local churches. And that evening at 4:30 p.m., we'll march together, led by our dynamic Pathfinder band, and close out the day with a massive joint rally. And listen, if you've ever been a part of the Pathfinder band, this is your moment to shine again. We're inviting all former and current band members to join the music. Practices are every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Bahamas Academy on Marshall Road. And we want to see you there marching with us. This is more than an anniversary. It's a call to live with purpose. Together, we are one family, one mission. So whether you're a current Pathfinder, a former Pathfinder, a parent, or a proud supporter, this is your time to be a part of history. Contact your local club director for details and join us in person. And let's show the world what it means to be Pathfinders on Purpose.
Welcome back to Adventist News, and coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, October is National Youth Month, which highlights the success of youth in the Bahamas. All youth leaders who would like to nominate a youth from their church must do so before September 30th. Let us support our young people as they shine bright for Jesus. On September 20th, 2025, Pathfinders from around the world will celebrate the General Conference's Adventist Youth Ministries Pathfinder Day under the theme Pathfinders on Purpose. Connect with your local church Pathfinder leader for more information on how you can participate in the day. The Children and Adolescent Ministries and Women's Ministries will hold a powerful and practical training session for all girls and young women ages 8 through 25. The training will be held under the theme Flowing with Confidence on Sunday, September 21st, 2025 at the Philadelphia Seventh-day Adventist Church from 10 a.m. through 12 p.m. Registration is a must. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Week of Prayer will be held from October 14th through the 18th, 2025 under the theme Full Cup Running on Faith. The services will be held at New Providence Seventh-day Adventist Church on Soldier Road. The Sabbath School Department will host a special training on October 4th at 4 p.m. on Zoom. The training will be for the New Alive in Jesus curriculum for primary and kindergarten teachers. Bahamas Academy Alumni Weekend will be held from October 31st through November 1st, 2025. Come and enjoy a weekend of memories in Bahamas Academy style. The Atlantic Caribbean Union will hold its second Pathfinder camporee under the theme Strong Finish. The camp will be held on Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands, from April 1st through the 8th, 2026, and will include the 4 territories of the Union, along with other international campers. Contact your local Pathfinder Club director for registration and more information. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Update, along with other local programming from our cable channel, ATV 658, read the weekly logos, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
It is said that children are our future, but they are not only the future, they are our now. Kids are like sponges. They suck up everything they see or learn. Here are some healthy tips for healthy habits. When you and your children feel like snacking, instead of reaching for cookies or chips, which are high in calories and low in nutrients, try reaching for snacks such as fruits, unsalted nuts, or air-popped popcorn. Oftentimes, we reach for sugary drinks and juice. Although some juices are healthy energy boosters, make water their first choice. Eating in front of the television is very tempting. Instead, encourage your children to eat at the table, which will help with their social skills. Fruits and vegetables come in many different colors. Each color has its own set of unique disease-fighting chemicals. Make eating fun for your kids by preparing a colorful snack and cut them into different shapes, making eating more interesting. Why not try these fun snacks and provide our children with a bright, healthy future? I am Parisha Ferguson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
In Tirana, the capital of Albania, children had a special summer. For several days, the ADRA summer camp brought together boys and girls from ages 6 to 12 for learning and fun activities. This experience planted seeds of hope in the hearts of this new generation.
For 5 weeks, Tirana hosted an unforgettable adventure, the ADRA 2025 Summer Camp.
ADRA, along with the Seventh-day Adventist Church and dedicated volunteers from Brazil, brought this summer camp to life. The children were filled with joy, and parents reported that the project was a great success.
An engaging and enjoyable experience for children ages 6 to 12, featuring activities that educate, entertain, and inspire.
I believe it's essential to create a welcoming space where children can come and experience the love of Jesus through games, stories, and music. Many of them may never step inside a church, but by coming here and having this experience, I believe it's a way for a small seed of Jesus' love to be planted in their hearts.
Along with local volunteers, the project also benefited from the support of volunteers from the São Paulo Conference, the South Parana Conference, and the Adventist University Center of São Paulo Engenheiro Coelho campus.
Well, that's it for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming conference events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming, and to keep in touch with what's happening at our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of material from the Communications Department, so you'll want to check those out, and remember to subscribe, to like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station Word SBC 88.3 FM and our Adventist television channel ATV 658 to get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel, so feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news there. On behalf of our production team, it was our pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.